Good morning. This is Mike Houston with your Thursday morning weather hazard briefing for southeast Idaho. Taking a look at satellite imagery this morning, we see a high-pressure ridge building in across the northwest with dry conditions across southeast Idaho. Jumping into our river observations this morning, we do have the Portneuf River up near Bank Full with a downward trend on that. And we continue to see the Snake River at Lorenzo running near Bank Full in that region. And the river levels here on the Snake are generally being controlled by the releases out of Palisades, so really no concerns in that region at this moment. Looking ahead at our forecast charts for today, we see that ridge is continuing to dominate across the region with dry conditions across southeast Idaho. Daytime highs generally running in the 60s, almost up to 70 degrees here in the eastern Magic Valley. Looking at highs in the 50s and lower 60s here in the Central Mountains and Southeast Highlands. So warming up nicely. Here we are jumping ahead to Friday afternoon. We see a low pressure trough now moving into southwest Canada and the northwest states with attending precipitation now beginning to spread into the Central Mountains Friday afternoon. Fairly decent warm southwest flow across the region, so that should be our warmest temperatures of this week, with daytime highs running up into the mid-70s here in the eastern Magic Valley and upper 60s to 70s here in the upper Snake River Plain. Temperatures generally running in the mid-50s to mid-60s in the Central Mountains and Southeast Highlands. And then as we work our way into Sunday, that low-pressure trough now working east along the Canadian border, but some secondary energy filling in behind it and working its way into the Great Basin. We'll see a low-pressure system spinning up here across the Great Basin with plenty of precipitation across the region. Here we are looking at this particular model indicating widespread quarter-inch amounts here, primarily in the mountainous regions, about a tenth of an inch down in the Snake River Plain. And as we advance to Sunday, that low-pressure system's slow to make its way through the Great Basin, so we're continuing to see precipitation with the focus across the southeast highlands, with upwards of a tenth to a quarter of an inch again across that region, and lesser amounts across the remainder of southeast Idaho, primarily the Central Mountains. So with the warmer temperatures on Friday and the precipitation expected over the weekend, looking at the forecast river levels over the next 6 days, we do expect the Big Wood at Haley and the Portneuf River at Pocatello to reach near flood stage or bank full conditions with the warmer temperatures and increased precipitation across the region. We'll continue to monitor those through the weekend. We do expect these conditions to probably be met sometime Saturday, late Saturday or Sunday. And as a result, we do have a hydrologic outlook out for those conditions right now, and we may transition to flood watch at some point. But right now, since we're only expecting bankful conditions, it looks like the hydrologic outlook is probably a good direction to go. Looking at maximum temperatures on Sunday, given the fact that we will have that low-pressure system and clouds over us, we do see that we have cooler temperatures within the Snake River Plain, generally in the 60s, lower 60s at that. And then if you get up into the Central Mountains, they're upper 40s to mid-50s, and similar readings across the Southeast Highlands, so definitely cooler. As we work our way to Monday, that low-pressure system now working off into Colorado, and the attending precipitation now spreading east of the divide, we should see things drying out across southeast Idaho, with temperatures warming, especially as we work our way into midweek with a high-pressure ridge building across the region. We could see highs generally jumping back up into the 60s and near 70 degrees here in the eastern Magic Valley, certainly in the mid-50s to mid-60s in the Central Mountains and Southeast Highlands. And then by the time we get to Thursday, we do see another disturbance beginning to work into Canada and some energy pushing through central Idaho, Looks like the potential for at least some scattered shower activity across this region. I will indicate that looking at our forecast charts Tuesday through Thursday, there is some disagreement between some of the models, so we may see some precipitation here Thursday, maybe even earlier on Wednesday and Tuesday, just given the uncertainty in the model forecasts. That's all I had here for you this morning. If you had any comments, questions, or concerns, please give us a call here at the number on the screen. Thank you.